your latest single came out, what, 2 weeks ago? Pretty Little Lies?
Yeah.
Yes.
How long did you have to sit on that single being done before you put it out?
So
the single itself was like done
in the summer of 2018.
Yeah.
That long?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Because we had been working on music we had been working on music behind the scenes for a lot of it. And when we did, we were like, okay, yeah, we're going to do 2 songs, you know, have them come out as singles. And we did 2 songs in the summer of 2018. Mm-hmm. In January of 2019, we went to NAMM, and we were friends. Our videographer, who lives over there, he shot the first half of it while we were like over in the hills of California. And the hills in California, yeah, something like that. We were in some hills over there, and then we went. Then in May, we flew him down here to shoot the second half of like the black line and all the makeup and stuff. We shot that half here in Houston. So that
was done like
last year, and it was going to come out in January.
But we were advised not to because, we got
management. Yeah, we got management. And then they were like, no, we want to shop you guys. So let's hold off on everything. We're like, okay.
Well, we've been waiting this long.
Yeah, so a little bit.
We're like, it's okay.
Yeah, I knew about Megaforce for many years because of Metallica and Anthrax and all that. But was that a big drawing point for your band that, hey, look at all the history? Or are you not brand people?
No, it was a big plus whenever we found out they were interested in us. Our parents raised us on a lot of rock music. Mm-hmm. And we also like that Missy, who's the CEO of Megaforce, she's girl power, you know?
All the way, yeah.
And so we really liked that she believed in us.
Because we only showed her, our management showed her like 2 songs or something, and just with those 2 songs she was really interested, which kind of took us by surprise because we were like, what the heck, are you sure? Well, you know, we're like, we've never been approached like really like that. And so it was really cool when she showed interest.
I don't know if you've been asked this question 20 times or 1 time, but apologies if it's an annoying thing you get asked, but the sibling guitar drummer thing. You got the Van Halen brothers, and being from Texas, you got the Abbott brothers. Was that a conscious thing that you play this instrument and I'll play that one, or was that organic?
That was really organic.
It was straight up, yeah, because I started...
I'm going to go fix this line.
Yeah, that's okay. I started with the drums because my dad was a drummer when he was younger in a bunch of bands. And so I showed interest, and then Zoe was like, basically, she didn't want to be left out.
No.
And so
I was like, I want to do something because I saw my sister, my mom went out the next day and bought my sister a drum set.
Yeah.
Like she knew her kids were going to be musicians.
She didn't buy me nothing fancy in case I didn't, pick it up. But she went to the pawn shop, spent a few hundred, and she got me a drum set. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to be left out. I want to play something. She's like, what you want to play? I was like, the guitar. And
it would make sense.
Yeah, and then for some reason I had this idea that if you played guitar, you automatically had to sing. So that's kind of where that came from.
Yeah, and it was her idea to do a band. She was like, let's just start a band. Yeah. I was like, what? And it kind of just happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just started learning stuff and took off.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, Eddie Van Halen, who weirdly we lost today, that came from nowhere. It was a different thing where he started out on drums and Alex started off on guitar, and then I guess they just switched. So that didn't happen with you guys at all. Or do you actually play each other's instruments as well?
No.
Not at all.
No. I respect my sister so much because it's hard. Like, okay, I'm playing, got both hands doing 2 different things and I'm singing. But my sister's got all 4 of her limbs going, and she's having to sing. I'm like, dang, girl, I have so much respect. I can't. That's hard, you know?
Honestly, though, like, playing guitar and singing is really hard. Like, at the same time, because I tried playing bass one time. I played 1 song on bass, and it was like 3 chords or whatever.
It was Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol.
Yeah, and I did it, and she would play the little backing, and but I sang too. I wanted to sing the song. So I sang and did it, and it was hard. And so I was like, dang. And she has to remember all the words. I only remember pieces, the parts that are mine, but the rest is all her. I don't even know how she does it, but.
And being a family band, or at least being in the same town and all that, did you play the high school talent show and all that?
We did for our sixth grade year, because we've been doing this since we were 10 and 11.
Yeah.
And I think when we did it in sixth grade, we had just we placed second at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeos. It was a Rodeo Rockstar competition. It was our first year. And we assumed, Rodeo Rockstar, we're going to put some rock in it. And I will never forget, we did Def Leppard's Rock of Ages as a two-piece.
And everybody else was super country.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But we were just like, okay.
I heard the rock in Rockstar.
Kind of outsiders, but that's okay.
And we ended up playing that in sixth grade, which everybody was like.
For the talent show, yeah. Because, honestly, we told our principal we were in a band and stuff, and she was like, "That's so awesome, blah blah blah." And then she started looking us up and everything. And then we had an assembly one day, where all the kids are in the gym or the cafeteria or something. And she was like, basically talking about you need to be productive and stuff like that. And she was these two students, they're in a band, and then she made us stand up in front of everyone, and we were like, hi. And everybody was clapping. We were like, what? Yeah. We're what is this? Yeah. And then we ended up playing a couple months later the talent show, and everybody got to see it. And so that was cool. But we did that in sixth grade, and then in eighth grade.
And then I think it was sophomore year of high school.
And then sophomore year of high school.
And then after that, they didn't have us in talent shows anymore.
Yeah, we just didn't do anything anymore with school-wise.
With school, yeah.
We did choir stuff too.
And band.
And band. I was in band. And choir, what was it? Not competitions, but the regular choir,
just chorus.
The where they come out on a Tuesday at 7:00 at night. What was it
called? Oh! It was just
concert,
concert.
Idol, sure.
Yeah. Basically, we did those.
We did do those.
We would sing
acoustic stuff,
just me and her, and people were they knew us, so we're like, yeah, y'all seen us.
Did anyone else of note come from your high school or your town that we may know as people from New York, not from your town?
Yeah, no. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Because we're not from Houston. We're on the outskirts of Houston in a little town called Rosenberg.
Yeah.
And and I don't think so. But I mean, hey, there's always room for the first. Be.
I know, yeah. Or maybe there's some rappers out there.
True.
Because there's a lot of them. Could be. I don't know.
Yeah, that stuff always intrigues me because where I went to school in Long Island, New York, I assume you haven't been to Long Island. You've been in New York City, but not Long Island.
Okay. We've actually, the furthest we've gone is California and Arizona, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But hope to be over there soon.
2021, fingers crossed.
We got things.
Yes.
Well, growing up in my town, which is just 30 miles outside of New York City, you were kind of made to believe that you couldn't make it in entertainment. And now being 20 years out of high school, being 38, I know people who are writers for television that I went to school with, and they had record deals and all that. So you were kind of discouraged, but people did it on their own. When you decided, hey, we're going to give this music thing a try, was everyone in the town kind of laughing, or they go, no, you guys are good, go for it?
The people we school-wise, people didn't really care. They kind of thought, some of them thought it was lame because we didn't play rap, you know, or we didn't do we were girls who played pop-ish music and had some rock and roll, you know, and so we weren't popular or nothing as far as that is concerned. But people adults and stuff, when they would see us, you know, around town, because we would go busking sometimes, they would think we're awesome and they would tell us to keep going and stuff. So people here are really supportive. So far they have been all these years. It's been a long time, but
busking is this magical kind of thing where you kind of learn to take criticism immediately.
Yeah.
Anyone who could deal with busking could deal with being an opening act. Was it hard to first do the busking thing?
Honestly, we would do it in the higher end areas.
Because we knew here people don't again, like Molly said, our town is more of like a hip hop or like,
like a, so we would go to like Sugarland, which is like 15-20 minutes
from here
that way.
And we would go and people would think we're really good, and like, of course, we did this up until we were like, what, 15?
Yeah, it's weird because like at first it was really good, but then slowly people just stopped really giving and stopped paying attention, and like
because we weren't little kids anymore playing like
exactly, so that was songs. So it's kind of opposite. It didn't really start off bad, but it started off really good, but then it kind of ended okay, so.
But it's like, okay,
but that's okay, there was still, we had our good times, we made good money, to be honest, because people really liked us, but
It's kind of like child actors where they're cute until maybe they're 11 or 12. Then the voice changes and it becomes the opposite of cute. And then they kind of have to be good and not just cute.
That was definitely a point.
I think so too. And we would do it like all the time. So I feel like people were kind of like, they knew we were coming. They're like, hey, whatever. We're like, that's okay. We'll focus on more of the shows.
It helps us too.
It did. It definitely stretched us to try new things.
Yeah. I'm blown away about a 2-person version of Rock of Ages, because anybody who really knows Def Leppard knows that Mutt Lange did those records, and supposedly they recorded every guitar string as its own track. It's just... They recorded the drums first, and then they recorded the drums last at the end. In other words, it's so complex that how do you do a song as a 2-person band? But was Def Leppard the band that really drew you into rock?
No, I mean,
not
I wouldn't
really.
say. Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead. Not really them, but.
My mom is all about girl power. All about girl power, all day, every day. So I think our biggest inspiration at the time was definitely Joan Jett. She still is, because she kicked down the doors. She was one of the pioneers to kick down the doors. And she definitely made a big impact on us. And so I feel like she definitely for sure was kind of like what drew us in. And then as we started going and growing up doing this, we definitely did learn more about ourselves and like what we did and didn't like. But for sure, a lot of 80s bands were like it for us.
When you say 80s bands, do you mean like Rat and Warrant, or just more the mainstream-ish stuff?
A little more the mainstream-ish at the beginning, like I do like Van Halen for sure. We liked all kinds of rock. So for Van Halen, the Eagles, Aerosmith, and of course like Joan Jett and stuff like that. Those were bands like that we were really like listening to and trying to, I guess, find ourselves musically.
And more of on the radio, because that's really what will pop up, you know what I mean? And so we'd end up learning the song anyway, because it was just on all the time.
Yeah.
Totally. So you got that single out 2 weeks ago. Do you know anything at all that's concrete about the future? Some artists that I ask about, they go, well, I'm going to be launching a podcast in 2 months because I can't tour, and we have 3 albums done. And
what's
your situation?
Right now, we're hoping to have another single come out soon before the year's over. And hopefully
another video
for sure.
Because the two that we came out with were for sure, like we've had them done, so the rest.
But we've got that. We're in the talks of working or finishing like on an album, and hopefully, assuming 2021 is good to go, we'll be touring by the spring. So that's kind of where we're currently
as far as we know.
Yeah.
And when you record, are you able to do that from home, or is there a studio nearby you guys?
We go to a studio in Sugarland.
Yeah, we go to a studio.
We've used them for a couple years now, for sure.
Yeah.
And they've helped give us great results. So we would just go back over there to them. Yeah.
Is your management also local?
No, they're actually in LA.
Yeah.
We've met them when we were like 13.
We were 13. We were 12 and 13.
Yeah, we were super young, and I think he was just waiting until we got older.
Yeah.
And everything was like developed in our sound and stuff. So but
they are from over there. So every time when we go to NAMM, we'll usually come and be like, hey, you want to grab some lunch or some dinner? But except for 2021, because NAMM's not happening this year, so we'll see. I'm really sad about that.
It's so intriguing to me that not just the family aspect, not just the music being great, but that you're a veteran band, yet what, 20 and 21, 19 and 21?
Yeah.
And most people don't start their band until they're like 24 or something like that.
Yeah.
So you got a head start. You got all of your bad early songs out of the way really young, which is great.
Yeah, we're super appreciative of like our family for pushing us, and you know, because there's a lot of times when it just gets hard and you're like, man, you don't really want to do it and stuff. But
I feel like I was like, just being kids too, you know, you want to go, oh, I want to go do this, I want to go do that, but like at the same time, you know, we wanted to build for like our future.
There's the whole everything, you know, to have people listen to our music and
to get where we're at now.
Have fun. Yeah. It's good.
So is there a plan B? And it's totally normal if there is no plan B.
No,
this is 100% what we do. And
we were those kids in school who were like, everybody knew what we were going to do.
Yeah.
You know, like they were like, they're in a band. Like if they haven't quit now, like.
Yeah, and then like,
obviously,
or when teachers would be like, "There's, you know, you need to have a plan B."
We're like, no.
I'm sorry, man. That's just not happening. She's like, "Are you sure?" No, I'm pretty positive. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Rock and roll.
And you mentioned this latest single was done as of, I think you said summer 2018, something like that.
Yeah.
When was that in relation to graduating high school?
We graduated June 2nd, 2018.
So you had the single in the pocket for that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's good time.
Yeah. It worked out really well. Like, it was crazy because our mom, our parents support us like 1,000%.
Yeah.
Would definitely couldn't ask for better parents. And whenever we had graduated, my mom was like, all right, you got 2 years. 2 years, you know. Not saying it. She's like, as long as the ball's rolling, you know.
She's some progress.
Yeah.
You know, like with everything.
With something, you know. And we had just been going, and it was crazy because like towards the end of 2018, we were like, man, like it got to a point where we were gonna quit. We were literally going to quit.
We like
we did our last show, I think, at one of our like venues that's like our home venue, and we were just kind of like over it, you know. And my dad he was just like,
he saw we were struggling, you know.
And so he was like, well, how about we go to NAMM one more time? And I'm like, all right, I like NAMM. Let's go. And so we went. We were going to go last time. And our manager was like, hey, well, our manager now was like, hey, you know, y'all want to go grab some lunch? And even getting that lunch was hard. I didn't know why, you know. But when we got there and we played the new stuff for him, he was like, this is really good. He's like, give me a call. I really want to talk to you guys. And one of our friends that we had known forever who had actually set us up with him was like, he's like, you need to call him as soon as this is done or as soon as you get home. He's like, he does not talk like that about anything. And so we called him, and that's kind of what took off.
Yeah.
Like everything really kind of took off from there. We won a Battle of the Bands at Warehouse Live, which was the first.
A really big deal.
Yeah, that got us a show with Buck Cherry, got us a show with Stryper, the Iron Maidens. Was going to get us a show with Vince Neil before they did that whole super mega tour happened.
Retirement, yes.
Yeah.
So we were gonna play with them,
but it definitely we met the goal for the 2 years.
Yeah, we met the 2 year
so
goal.
It planned out really well after graduation.
Yeah.
And did you both come away from going to the NAMM show with good endorsements? Anyone you got to plug?
We actually did. We did with Lizard Spit. So they're like an
Lizard Spit. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, Lizard Spit. They're like an eco-friendly products that help with cleaning and keeping your guitars and like cymbals and pretty much your gear clean.
Yeah.
It was the last day in NAMM, and we were looking around. I'm like, man, I don't think we're gonna get an endorsement this year. And I was like, but that's okay. That's okay. And
I actually ran into one of our friends, Larry Mitchell, that we've known forever.
Yeah.
And he was at a booth. And you know how you just walk around and you just randomly see people that you know?
Yeah.
That was kind of what happened. Yeah. And so he was like, hey, get your sister, get your bandmates. Like, I want you to come meet somebody. And so he took us to the Lizard Spit booth, and we all met the guy, the owner, and
Chris,
it was such a good time. He was like, I'm so excited. Like, I know you guys are going to do great, blah, blah, blah. Cause we were telling him about all the stuff we did, like before and then at, shooting Come As You Are and everything. And he was super excited, and they endorsed us right there.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
It was a great time. They're a great company too. We love them.
Yeah, they're so sweet.
And really helpful because like they have microphone sanitizer and it's like it kills all germs. I'm not even kidding. So every show
good too.
It does smell good. And so every show I'm always like that's
it,
I'm gonna be sanitized. Yep, yeah.
Yeah.
So
one more NAMM question. Were you there that Eddie Iron Bunny was there? That guitarist from Japan from the year 2300 that wears the full body Android suit?
No.
Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
I think so.
Did you see him pass by?
I feel like I saw him in passing. I thought he was probably like a Gundam type, like Autobot thingy. Yeah. I feel like
I get obsessed when every now and then there's somebody like him or a Buckethead that you go, not only are you that good, but you have to play a character while you're being that good.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like props to you, sir.
There's so many people like that at NAMM. There's so many people, period, at
NAMM. Yeah.
But yeah.
I props to them. Well, do you got time for 2 quick questions and then you're free?
Feel free,
For sure,
whatever.
yeah.
It's all good.
This one goes to both of you. You've been home much more this year than any other year of your life, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Any TV recommendations?
Ooh, do you want to go first?
I'm late to the game, but I'm watching Shameless. I don't know if you've seen that. It's so good.
The photo outside that house in Chicago. When you
Really?
go somewhere in Chicago.
Oh my gosh. I didn't think, okay, well, duh, it's real. But like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I've been watching that.
And I'm more of an anime nerd. So I'm finishing up the last season 4 of My Hero Academia. And I'm also watching a documentary called, I think it's Wild Wild Country. It's about Rajneeshpuram. It was pretty much like a yogi that was big back in like the 70s and 80s in Oregon. And it was like this huge, it's really good. I don't want to spoil it. I would definitely go recommend it though. If you like documentaries, I love documentaries. So.
I love documentaries. This part you got to spoil. Did this yogi do good things or bad things?
So, I mean, it kind of depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those. And it's more of a, you got to look, it really is more. You got to watch it to kind of see. Because if I tell you, it ruins the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah. It's going on my to-do list. And the closing question for you both, any last words for the kids?
For the children.
For the children.
Don't give up.
Heck yeah.
Everyone says that, I know, but seriously.
It's so true. Legit, like, so many people are going to tell you that sucks. It's lame.
Or it's lame.
Or it's, oh gosh.
That was the hardest for me, was it's lame.
Yeah.
I was like,
legit. And it's just because kids are kids, And you don't ever shut someone down because their dream and their goal is really big and they're this big, To me, I'm 5'2" and I have been running this, the front runner of this band for 10 years and I'm still kicking it, and no one, once you're up on stage or once you're doing what you love, it doesn't matter. Everything else kind of fades away. So it's like, don't
just keep it up.
Yeah,
man.
keep it up and don't let anyone stop you.
Yeah. Good.
And to bring that all, to what we were talking about before, Joan Jett, she lives in my town. You see her around. I'm going to say she's maybe 4'11". You might tell me.
Yeah, she is. We met her when we were like 15 and 14, and we have pictures with her when she toured with The Who.
And we're the same height.
It was so cool. I was just like,
so tiny. I was like, what? You don't realize. Yeah. It's like Bruno Mars.
He's 5'7".
He's tiny too.
Yeah, but shoot, all that going, every goal. As soon as they're up on stage, they're like 10 feet tall. Man, it don't matter. They deliver.
I'm like 5'5", 5'6". I was taller than Chris Daughtry.
That's crazy.
The guy from Dashboard Confessional. I mean, you never know who's a giant, like Billy Corgan or Bruno Mars. You never know.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. That's what's kind of cool about music. It doesn't focus on that. It's just, if you're good, you're good. Yeah. Bottom line.
You're good. Well, you guys are more than good. And thank you so much for your time. Keep up the greatness and hope to see you live in New York when this all ends.
For sure. That's the goal.
That would be awesome.
Paltrocast.